Don't take advice when I know I gotta move forward.
What's up?
What's up, everyone?
I'm going to keep leaning the wrong way. They're just going to roll with it today.
Okay, so how's everyone doing? Welcome back to the show. It's been 3 months.
Yeah.
So life's been crazy for everyone. I think we can all agree on that, right?
Yeah.
We're having a little technical difficulties. That's kind of like the thing that we do is technical difficulties. So Nicole's computer issues. So we're going to use the same webcam today. Hopefully you all can hear us just fine. Get some things set up here. All right. So what a morning.
What a morning.
Yeah. Can
Yeah.
I tell them about my morning?
Go for
Can
it.
I cry?
You
So
can cry a little.
I wake up this morning. My wife wakes me up. I have no power. My cell phone is kaput, like not working at all. So I have no internet at home, no data, no cell phone. I can't call work. I can't let Nicole know I'm going to be late. Finally, the power comes on. I got here at like 8:30.
Yeah.
And now we're live.
One
It's
day at a time.
2020. It's 2020. All right. Hey, Teresa. Hey, Tim. Glad to have you all back to the show. We have 46 viewers right now. So if you're new to the Live with Nicole and Blake show, what we do is we talk about city updates. We talk about economic development, capital projects, everything.
We cover every department. So usually our typical flow is the second and fourth Tuesdays, which this would be one of them. We cover department updates. Today's going to be different since it's our first show back. But typically on days that we have city council meetings, we cover department projects and updates. And then the other two, so the first and the third, we cover economic development. But we're kind of going to hit as much of it as we can today. And then if there's a bonus week, we usually cover like in depth a specific project or something that's happening within the city. But that's kind of our recap.
So we've kind of been on the hiatus. Is that the right word, Nicole? On the live show.
I feel like that's a good way to put it.
So as you all know, COVID, we all talk about the date. We had a COVID meeting on March 13th of this year. And after that date, everything just was about COVID, as you all know. And so, and COVID's still around. And we'll probably talk a little bit about that today, off and on. So it's still here. Pandemic still among us. And so we're continually working with the county, other cities in Parker County, the governor's office, and doing our part to make sure that everyone gets the latest and greatest information. So it's been a different routine for us, the new normal, as everyone says. So it's affected all of us. So, but we'll talk about, hey, Nicole Comment. That's a cool name.
I mean, I feel like Nicole might be the best name out there.
Because you're Nicole.
I mean,
that's cool. Well, welcome, Nicole Comment. Hey, Vanessa Van Winkle. Debbie. How's it going? All right, well, we'll get started. Let me bring up the slides here. You don't have to see our ugly faces. Hey y'all, so you will get to see our faces. So we realize that when we hide our faces, you lose audio. So we'll start over from the top. Hey, glitches. Hey, it's 2020, right?
Go with it.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll start over. So this is our resources page. When we're not on our live stream, you can go to weatherfordtx.gov. Hey everybody, sorry about that. Weatherfordtx.gov to get information about what's happening in the city of Weatherford. Of course, you can access ordinances, phone numbers to all of our departments, and so forth. We also have our tourism website, which is experienceweatherford.com. You can get event listings, business listings, and we'll talk about Experience Weatherford here shortly. Some new and exciting things happening with that brand. And then, of course, we have Vanessa said, "Yay for faces."
I mean,
I like it. That's a bumper sticker right there.
Right?
Yay for faces. All right, Michaela Myers just moved to Weatherford and first time seeing y'all. Hey, Michaela, welcome aboard. Welcome to Weatherford. Then we have our economic development website that's mainly geared for developers or business owners looking to locate or relocate here in Weatherford. And then we have our downtown website, which is heritagesquareweatherford.com. And then Nicole, I think you're going to talk about all of the social media platforms we're on.
Yeah. So obviously you're right here with us now on Facebook, but our handle is at Weatherford, Texas. On Instagram, we are City of Weatherford. On Twitter, we are City Weatherford. On YouTube, we are Weatherford. And that's kind of just our holding spot for like our past live videos for this show, for our, if you miss City Council and you want to see that stream, it's there too. And any other videos we kind of put out, we push those there. And then, of course, we are on Nextdoor. So if you live in the city limits or area, follow us as an agency. We'll talk about water outages, electrical updates. We even talk about TxDOT road projects when we know about those, so that way you guys are fully informed. And, of course, if there's something that happens, like when we had like a train incident or something, we push those out on all of our social media and on Nextdoor, so that way you guys can know what's going on in a moment.
Exactly. You want to scoot up so they can see? Or you? I hate to hide. I feel like you're hiding
fine.
behind me.
Well,
I feel like I'm this. I'm like, Nicole.
Yeah.
Right. We like to have fun on this show as well, and we're really laid back. And really, this is kind of like a glimpse into our daily routine up here at City Hall. In our communications and marketing department, we have fun, but we get business done so that you all stay informed. So we're very informal, and feel free to ask questions, and we'll answer those as best we can. If we don't know that, and I'm saying this for the new viewers.
Yeah.
If you ask a question and we don't know the answer at this time, we'll tell you we don't know the answer, and we'll find out for you. So
also, if I start looking this way, it's because I'm not on my computer. We're operating off of an iPad.
Yeah.
So just roll with us.
Yeah. You're welcome, Michaela.
Sweet,
And welcome back. Or welcome to Weatherford. All right, here we go. Now we're rocking and rolling.
You got this one.
Oh, I got this one? Okay.
This.
So this is the My Weatherford app. This is a great resource. If you have your phone in front of you, download the app right now. One of the coolest features is the 311 feature. So if you're driving and you hit a pothole and you're like, oh my goodness, you can actually take a picture of the pothole or just submit a ticket, and it goes to the TPW department, and they typically will respond to those service requests within 24 hours. If you're on the trail and there's a limb that's fallen out of a tree and it's blocking the pathway, take a picture, submit that. It goes to the Parks Department. It is the best resource for letting us know of problems across the city, and we typically address those within 24 hours if you're using that mobile app. Things that will take time and don't happen is if you go to an intersection and you feel that there needs to be a stop sign. There's a lot that goes into that. So service requests that are in that area or area of concern take a little bit longer for us to evaluate and do the research to make sure if a stop sign is needed. But things like potholes, down limbs, it's a great
street signs.
Yeah. Yep.
But along the lines of what he was just talking about with the stop signs, it'll let you know where it's at in the process. It'll let you know that it's been addressed. So that way you guys don't think we're just ignoring it.
Exactly. All right, and tonight we have our city council meeting that will be live streamed right here on our Facebook page, and then Charter Spectrum channel 190. And we should be very soon on AT&T for AT&T customers as well. So we're working on that to make sure that happens. But we'll be live streaming tonight the city council meeting, which starts at 6:30.
Yeah. This is our new website. So we teased this for like 2 months because we worked on it for so many months, and it was supposed to go live on St. Patty's Day. We were really excited for that, but of course, everyone knows what started to pick up that Monday before. So we pushed it back because we didn't feel like it was a good time to press that out, even though it was already paid for and ready to go. So we waited. So we launched it, a month ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and this is our Experience Weatherford website, our tourism website. And I'm going to pull up our browser maybe and show them. Bear with me here, folks. Here we go.
We're really excited about it. I think it looks really cool.
Okay. So if you can see my screen, it's loading there. So this is basically our tourism website, especially for Michaela and Nicole, who are new to the show. Maybe you're not familiar with some of our resources. But this is our tourism website, and it's got a whole bunch of information, all of the events that are happening, here in Weatherford. You can see the event listings right there. Let's go back. You can actually book a hotel room if you're visiting Weatherford. And there's all kinds of things such as food. So it's segmented for you. So let's say that Nicole wants some Tex-Mex today. Nicole would click on the Taco Tuesday. You can go click on Fuzzies if you want to go to Fuzzies. And it gives all of the information, especially we work with all of our local businesses. So if they're doing, takeout or carry out or delivery, all that information's right there. And that also works with, can I bring it up yet?
Yeah.
Okay. Our Weatherford Eats brand. And this is, go ahead.
Which is a mobile app. So our Experience Weatherford app, if you already had that, it has now transitioned to, and it did during COVID, over to Weatherford Eats.
Yes. So this is all about dining here in Weatherford, and you'll want to download the Weatherford Eats mobile app. And that might be the next slide. This app right here. And it's free. You don't have to pay for any of these apps. And what this does is the website and the app work together. So when a business goes in and updates their information, it updates the mobile app as well. So it's a really cool feature about all you foodies out there in Weatherford. Are you a foodie, Nicole?
I do like food, but I also know a lot of our restaurants in town. I think it's just really cool that whether you live here or not, you'll get into the routine of going to the same places. So maybe you're feeling something, but try a new place in town, support all of our local businesses. I think it's really cool that the businesses get to update their own listing on their own time. So and
the Weatherford Eats mobile app, that developed, we'll kind of give you the backstory. That kind of developed from when COVID hit, the pandemic hit. We really wanted to do our part to help, a lot of restaurants get the information out, because carry out was new. Alcohol to go was new based on the governor's executive orders. And so we developed the Weatherford Eats mobile app with the help of the Chamber of Commerce, the Weatherford Chamber of Commerce, and Tammy Gazzola and her team had some input, and we all worked together and launched it, and the downloads went through the roof. So it was really, really a cool thing to see. All right. Oh, let me back up.
You do this one.
You want to do this?
Yeah.
You want to do this one?
Yeah.
Or do this one?
No, I'll let you do this one.
This one? Yeah. Okay, I'm excited about this one. So, as you all know, we did our Transportation and Public Works Department. We'll often refer to them as TPW. They did a project, and I keep saying COVID just because I feel like there's like pre-COVID and COVID.
Yeah.
So pre-COVID, they did some improvements to Church Street. Over where Sheps is now located. Is it Sheps Scoreboard now?
So they are actually in the process of, the last I talked to them, it was just going to become Sheps, but they're still pushing stuff out on their Sheps Place and Sheps Scoreboard Facebook page. So make sure at least to follow Sheps Scoreboard.
So Sheps Scoreboard, formerly Vintage Grill, that location. So we worked on the streets, or TPW did improve the streets that run next to it and behind it, and added some more parking spaces as well. It's a really nice project. We did all underground utilities, so there's no electric lines and poles that you see like on South Main. So we did do everything underground. Let's go to the next slide here. So this is this church right here? Yeah. So here is, I'm going to use my mouse for you all. So this is Sheps, formerly Vintage Grill, but Sheps Scoreboard. Oh, let me back up. Right here. This is Church Street. where you see my mouse right here. And this is Fort Worth Highway up at the very, very top right here. So that project, and this is, again, if I can get street view, I'm going crazy here. There we go. The Vintage Museum, Shep Scoreboard, and you can see those improvements where all of the infrastructure was placed underground. Now, fast forward, we are now moving to the northeast quadrant, which is directly across the street, basically. And we are going to do the same type of improvements and put all of the utilities underground and improve that roadway with enhanced parking spaces as well. So we'll be gradually working our way around the courthouse and improving those streets to really enhance the downtown area for our businesses and our residents and visitors to Weatherford. So we're very, very excited about that. Now, here is a timeline of that. All projects take a little bit of time, of course. And so right now they are in the design and construction phase. Then utility relocations, I was talking about those utilities going underground. That will occur starting in September and go all the way through July of 2021. So really the project will not be complete until you're looking at, the end of 2021. Again, with all of the utilities that have to be relocated underground and the planning that takes place, it just takes a little bit of time. But then the cool thing that I thought was very neat listening to the city council meeting is that while that project is taking place, they'll start planning for the next roadway in the next quadrant, which I believe they'll be the northwest quadrant, I believe. And you can always get updated information when we're not live on the air at our city council meetings, which we live stream basically every other Tuesday, the second and fourth Tuesday of every month, which is every other Tuesday, basically. And those meetings start at 6:30. This was on the agenda last council meeting that we live streamed, and it was very informative. All right. Do we have any questions, Nicole?
Nope. I shared links for both of our mobile apps too. So if you have an iPhone or Android, I shared the links directly to Google Play and to the App Store for both My Weatherford and for Weatherford Eats. So that's what it's going to look like. Yeah,
this is more renderings of what it will look like. So again, if you can see my mouse here, folks, I know it's hard to see. Up here is the Vintage Car Museum, and then we have Shep's Scoreboard over here. Mm-hmm. No, wait, I'm wrong.
This is the new map, guys. Don't listen to him.
Oh, I'm backwards.
So you've got
I'm backwards.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Fort Worth Highway. It flopped on me. Okay. Fort Worth Highway is here. Yes. Shep's Scoreboard is out of view here, but this is going northbound right here. So you can see next to the district courthouse right here.
It gives you a flow since some of the two-way streets will now be one-way. To add parking and to help with traffic. Yeah,
and this project, I will add, is separate than the bypass project. So it's
I think that is a question we got last week.
Yeah, this is a completely separate project, not affiliated with the bypass project as well. All right. I'm glad you keep me on my toes.
I got you. I was like, whoa, that's all right. So water department update. Shout out to Rick Schaefer over in water for getting me these updates every week. So over on Lamar Street, they are replacing the water and wastewater lines on South Lamar from the 700 and 900 block this week. We did expect it to take about 2 months, so it should be done about mid-July. Over on North Main Street, that project, they are inspecting the work performed by their contractor. So you might be able to see some spot repairs and stuff going on throughout that time. But they don't really think they're going to start for a couple of weeks, but we will update you guys as we know more on their timeline there. Maintenance of Oak Ridge elevated storage tank. So I think we talked about this for like 1 or 2 shows before COVID hit. So I thought we'd update it again on that. Because it is still going on. So they are performing the maintenance and repainting of that elevated storage tank over by Oak Ridge, which is behind Mary Martin Elementary School.
I actually saw the renderings of what it will look like. It's very, very cool.
I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, it's going to be
great. We might share those with you guys at some point. I just have to remember to ask for it because I keep forgetting. But to maintain that water pressure, we do have, while that maintenance is going on, we do have a temporary hydropneumatics pressure tank. Boom. Said it. Customers in the Silverstone neighborhood, Meadow Vista community, and other surrounding might see some minimal difference in their water pressure during that time, but we are working on it. due to the high winds, because it is an elevated storage tank and we are moving heavy equipment around up in the air, they can't really do anything if there's a whole lot of dust moving around or if there are high winds, which in this case, that would be anything over 10 miles an hour. So that has kind of prompted some of the stopping of the work. But don't worry, it is still moving forward. It's just a delay. So now we're expecting late June for the completion date. And they have finished sandblasting the exterior. So they started painting this week. So we're kind of excited about that. So you guys will be able to see some of that progress coming up. We will have a new elevated storage tank on South Bowie. They are still pouring these sections of concrete into the pedestal today or this week. I don't know if it's necessarily today with the rain. And then over on Park Avenue, we also have several pavement repairs that are needed for the utility work with a contractor over several months ago, I guess. City staff and the contractor will continue to inspect the previous work this week, and then we will schedule the pavement repairs sometime in the future. We'll keep you guys up to date as we know more. But since I've talked about weather and stuff, obviously all of our projects, streets, electric, water, all of those, since they are outside, we are kind of dependent on Mother Nature as well. So when we give you an estimated date, we don't want to disappoint anyone. We just give, that's why it's always an estimated date. We'll let you guys know as soon as we know more. But high winds, rain, all that stuff affects our project dates. We are still pretty on track for most of our projects.
I'm not going to complain about the rain though, because 4th of July is coming up and that's only good for fireworks, you know?
I mean, yeah. No fireworks in the city limits. We've gotten a lot of questions about that. Thanks for saying that.
I think a good example of a project that had like small delays was the North Main project, which that was a tech stop project for repaving. But the weather just wasn't playing nice. And so it took a little bit longer than expected. So that's an example of a project that gets delayed due to the weather.
Yeah.
All right. Parks and Recreate. Was that
Rachel's watching. So Rachel, shout out to her for all the hard work that they do over in Parks.
Yeah. So Parks and Recreation, they are having Spark in the Park. And I talked to Shannon, the director over at the Parks Department yesterday, and they are preparing safety measures to make sure that social distancing is practiced. They're measuring the square footage, and they have rules based on the event planning side of how many people can be in the event grounds and keep a safe distance. So they are doing their part to make sure that everyone stays safe. And, you know, this is all in compliance with the governor's executive orders, which was sent to us from Austin. So we're doing everything according to what Governor Abbott is directing us to do, and we are taking appropriate steps under his executive order. There will be live music and a firework display as well at this event, and this is the 4th year for Spark in the Park. Mm-hmm. So it's actually, and I think the show this year is supposed to be 45 minutes with a big grand finale, bigger than any other year. It's probably one of the largest firework displays in North Texas. I like to say the state of Texas, though.
I mean, why not? Yeah. Right? I mean, you can see it. There's plenty of places from around town. I know that every year some people don't do well with crowds or don't want to come out. That's fine. You can see it from most places in town. So
yeah, it's a great event.
Yeah. Parker County Peach Week. So everyone knows that the rules were changed on the size requirements for events. However, that was released after we had already decided to do something smaller. And by we, I mean the Peach Festival Committee along with our chamber. So shout out to all of them. So as you guys can see, they've updated the website. It'll have updates on all the little events going on around town. And we'll post that link later. But I know that the chamber's really been pushing it. Of course, you can go to parkercountypeachfestival.org and see any of the updates and stuff there. But there's like cobbler tastings, there's a cornhole tournament, there's an art contest you can enter in, all peach themed, of course, because we're the peach capital of Texas. But check it out. The chamber's worked really hard on it. So yeah. And
one of the questions that we have been asked, Nicole's been asked this too, is, why are we not having the Peach Festival after the latest executive order from the governor? Well, Peach Festival is a little bit different event. So you take Spark in the Park, that's pre-planned firework display, agreements with musicians to come in. So it's pretty simple. But when it comes down to Peach Festival, they have a lot of vendors. That event is mainly vendors that come that sell peach related items or any other types of items. before the governor's order was sent to us, they had canceled the Peach Festival, but then he changed the order after it was canceled, and by that point it's too late. All the vendors had gone on to other events that were likely out of state, or other arrangements were made. So it's really hard to get that event back on the schedule for them. And so we appreciate everything that Tammy Gazzola and her team are doing over at the chamber. I know that they're sad about it. I know that this has never occurred to cancel Peach Festival, but they are having Peach Week, and we're excited about that. And I want some peach ice cream.
I think it's exciting because I think a lot of other festivals have just decided, and things that were going on this summer have just decided that they weren't going to try to come back and do something. So I do like the pivot that the committee decided to do and try to keep some stuff going on, since it is a historical big event for the city.
Yep. And I think it's important to know that like the pandemic is still here. It hasn't gone away. So stay safe out there and just make good decisions. All right.
Parks. We're back on parks. So there's sorry, I didn't realize I had put the parks and then broke it up. So there's summer camps. We are still doing summer camps. So check it out. We've got more information at weatherfordparks.com. Of course, you can also check it out on our Weatherford Parks page on Facebook, which the handle is at WPARD. So it's Weatherford Parks and Recreation Department. But WPARD. You can see more on their summer camps that are going on. You can learn more about the swim lessons and things going on at the pool. And if you'll go to the next slide.
Yep.
Also, we have the Fast Forward Kids camp descriptions and stuff there. So check it out. There are plenty of summer camps and things that we're doing this summer to help keep kids entertained and active, and fun things going on. So check it out.
All right. Free micro trip. Wow. I butchered that word. Close. That was funny. Okay. Free micro chipping event. June was last week. So,
439 microchips were given out, and I heard from multiple people throughout the community that they were at the shelter for less than 10 minutes. It was super easy. Let them you show up, got the free microchipping. They're really trying to push some positive pet ownership there. And we'll have more updates also on the medical surgical center that is going in there with our partnership with Weatherford College, which we're really excited about.
Fun fact, I got a new puppy while we were off there. While we were not having shows.
He did. That's true.
His name is Leo. We need to bring him on the air.
Okay.
No, it's not going to happen.
Because then what's he going to do for the rest
I know,
of the
he'll
day?
be stuck at City Hall all day. His name's Leo. He's a golden doodle. Yeah.
He's a pretty cute puppy.
And I've taught, he was born on March 13th, which is the same day we had the COVID meeting.
Yep.
And so I have since taught him to sit, lay down, and roll over. I am like the dog whisperer.
Yep. Hey,
maybe
Sandra.
not. Maybe not. Okay. Moving on. See, we do have fun on this show, and make fun of each other, right?
A little bit.
You know. All right, brush collection, bulk pickup, quadrant 4. This is your week. So you can always access this map via our mobile app or our website, weatherfordtx.gov, to see what week you fall on. So if you are located in quadrant 4, make sure you have your brush out.
And they start at 7 a.m. on Monday. So if it is your week, make sure your stuff is out at 7. And I think the same goes for just regular trash collection. Make sure it's out by 7, because that's when our crews are hitting the streets to make sure that you don't get missed.
And then in 2 weeks?
Yes. So also, brush collection goes by the full week. So if Monday, like next week, the 1st is not on a Monday, so there won't be brush collection next week. It'll pick back up the following week.
And that will be quadrant 1. All right, economic development. So typically, before we get into economic development, I kind of give my spiel about economic development. So we have here in Weatherford, we have our primary trade area and our secondary trade area. Basically, and I'll show you the maps here in a second. That primary trade area shows us the number of people, which is around 190,000 people in total population that are in that zone that shop here 3 to 5 times per week. And then we have a larger secondary trade area, which includes around 360,000 total population. And individuals in that zone will shop 1 to 2 times a week or a couple of times per month. How do we know this? Right here. So we work with companies who have information regarding where these phones go via the GPS. Even if you have it disabled, GPS still tracks. And all cities work with companies to kind of get a feel for who's coming to our community and who's participating in commerce with us. It's not uncommon. So the first zone is the primary trade area, and that's the zone right there. I know it's kind of hard to see on your screen probably. So there we go. Let's do that. Good idea.
Yeah.
There we go. That works. Hopefully that helps. So that primary trade area goes to the east, right at Loop 820 in Fort Worth, and then as far west as the Santo area, Lone Camp area, up to the north, Poolville, and then as far south, I know it's kind of cut off, but it goes down to Granbury area. And then here's the secondary trade area. Goes a little bit further to the east, further out towards the west, out towards Cisco area, down to Stephenville, all the way up. Now it's cut off on the map, but it goes all the way up to Graham, Texas. So it goes a long ways up there. Oh,
rumor control. I figured you guys probably missed it. I know I keep getting questions on it. No Sam's at this time, but hopefully at some point. So with rumor control, we kind of take the businesses that we keep hearing people say are coming or that there are rumors about, and we address them directly because that's fun. So no Sam's at this time. However, if there is a business you guys want to come to town, the best thing you can do as a resident and as a consumer is to reach out to them and let them know there's a want or a need. And typically then they reach out to development and planning or economic development, and then we can work with getting them here. But the first step is them knowing that there is a want or a need for them here.
And one thing to keep in mind in regard to economic development, as we're talking about all of these trade areas and people shopping here, and then we talk about places like Sam's Club, keep in mind that our job at the city is to help businesses who are looking to come to Weatherford get information about our community. So whether if it's demographic information, number of workforce, meaning how many people do we have that would provide them a workforce to run their facilities or run their business. So we help them with that information. We do not determine what location they go in here in the city of Weatherford. We often get told, why do we not have a business going in on North Main? It's a private market. So if I own Blake's t-shirt company, it's my choice. I can buy land wherever I want that's available in a commercial zone here in the city limits of Weatherford and build that. Now, the city could provide me with information about North Main or out where the interstate is located, but then it's ultimately my decision on what I think is going to make my business successful. So keep that in mind. We really don't dictate who comes, who goes, where they're located at. We just assist. Once they acquire the land, and once they decide that they, are in fact coming to Weatherford, what we do is we help them through the permitting process to make sure that they have proper electrical infrastructure. That way, when they do open, the patrons are safe and the employees are safe at those locations. So that's our role with economic development. But oftentimes we get told, like, why don't we have this business or that business? We don't determine that. We just assist in the process and provide information about why Weatherford's a great place to locate a business, but it's up to them. All right, so these are the applications for permits at this time. These are ongoing projects. So this comes directly from our planning department led by Mr. Caleb Kintner. We have the Alpha Omega Hospice. The tenant improvement is issued. Domino's on Fort Worth Highway, tenant improvement is issued. HTO, that's coming along next to Whataburger on South Main, still progressing with inspections. Have you driven by?
I have. I think it looks really cool.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
And I've seen them out and about, and they're doing like tea drop-offs at different businesses. So check them out on Facebook. Kind of letting people are voting on different businesses, and they're just taking them by so people can sample the tea. So shout out to the folks at HTO for really putting themselves out there. It's like a Starbucks, but for tea, right? Yeah. Yeah. They've got lots of tea and other fun things on their menu. Like I think I saw that they have some smoothies and stuff. But if you go to hto.com, you can find it. Then we have Integra Urgent Care that's located right in front of, I'd say right in front, but to the side in the front of Film Alley along the access road by Interstate 20. And that is, looks like their commercial building permit was issued. Mama Monica's
Now, this is not a new one. Everyone knows about Mama
Monica,
Monica's. They are they relocating or opening up a new location?
Well,
do we
it's
know?
Improvement from what I know. They're improving the 816 South Main building.
But there's a Mama Monica's outside of Weatherford, though.
So technically, that was still inside the city limits. It's just far
Further
down.
out?
So they are actually going to be at 816 South
Okay.
Main. But they applied for a permit to do improvements and changes to the building that they're moving into.
Which is the old Shep's location
Yes.
on South Main.
Yes. So when you see changes starting to happen there, it's because they just got their tenant improvement issued.
Okay. And then Orchlands, it looks like they're doing some improvements. Let's see. The Parker County Hospital District, their outreach clinic, looks like they're doing some improvements. Commercial building permit issued.
R&K Cafe is actually moving. So it's still a Fort Worth Highway address, but they are actually moving into where Wanda's used to be. So that was what their remodel and improvement is for there.
Salon, Spa, and Galleria. That's at 801 West Interstate 20. Tenant improvement issued. Texas Oncology, commercial building permit issued. The Pythian Home, looks like they are doing some improvements over there. Commercial building permit issued. Or, you know what? I know what that is. That's the new facility that they're building over there. It's a great program that they're offering for, I want to say, single moms.
Yes.
Yes.
That was my understanding.
I was at the groundbreaking for that. Very good event. Excited for them. The Market Weatherford, which is an apartment complex. Yep. Right there on College Park Drive. It looks like they've got their commercial building permit as well.
Yes.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And some of these changes, you might say like, well, I already saw them starting to build the mark. It's because those are things that have been issued since our last show. So we just went ahead and covered everything that has changed since the last live show. But
yeah. All right. Zoning regulations update. City staff is updating our zoning regulations, and they will be holding public hearings starting June 24th at the Planning and Zoning Commission. And they'll be doing that through July.
Mm-hmm.
So that's an opportunity for you to give your input. If you can make a public hearing, that's your opportunity to let them know how you feel about different zoning regulations here in the city of Weatherford. Code compliance. They wanted us to provide you all with a reminder. It's that time of year again.
Yep. Keep your weeds and grass under control. Just regular maintenance kind of helps make a huge difference as we get later into the summer and into fall. We also put some stuff in there about garage sale signs because we get those all the time. 2 signs per property, cannot be more than 2 square feet in an inch. And before I continue reading this off to you guys, all of this can be found on our city charter and ordinance, which can be found both on the My Weatherford app and on our website. Just search for the charter and then you can search for garage sale signs and it'll pull it up for you. It's a pretty smart system for you there. So no larger than 2 square feet, and they may be on your private property, on not just yours, but private property with that owner's consent. Along roadways are prohibited, not on electrical poles, and those will be picked up by code compliance. Also, they might stay up for 24 hours after the sale, but we ask that they are removed within 24 hours of that sale, and no more than 3 consecutive days in length. Also, take advantage of the social media. Take advantage of these social media pages out there. We know there are a ton of groups and stuff. That's a great way to advertise it there. Of course, we also, since it is summer, we wanted to address the RV and boats. And I know our image is kind of blocking it off there a little bit, but they have to be parked just like a vehicle does on, I'm not going to even try to say that.
Impervious.
Okay, sweet. That's what I was thinking, but it sounded really bad in my head, so I wasn't going to say it. Surfaces, and they cannot be stored in the front yard. So just go ahead and take a look at that. If you have any questions, our Development and Neighborhood Services, or as I usually shorten it, DNS, is always available on the phone for any questions you might have.
All right.
Rumor control.
Nicole always does. I'm terrible at it. I'm like rumor control.
No.
Rumor control.
Yeah,
you're so excited when you do it.
Because I think it's fun, and I think people like to see that we are addressing those rumors.
That's right. And I have been asked a million times about Red Lobster, and I've never heard that Red Lobster has even approached the city about having a location here.
Not that I know of.
Not that I'm aware of. So that's always been a rumor. So if you want Red Lobster, give them a call. Say, hey, come to Weatherford, because they have Blake and Nicole.
I mean, what more could you want in a city?
I think we're full of ourselves, Nicole.
I made a face as I said it.
All right, so as I cough. You're gonna have to
I'm like leaning away. So current non-residential project,
all right,
guys.
Sorry. All right.
It's really, really small, but our city engineer, Bill Smith, shout out. I think he was watching earlier. Pulls these map for me so you guys can see it. We'll get a more up-to-date one, but that's okay because you guys can't see the date with us up there for you guys. But as you can see, there are a lot of projects going on. And again, this is our non-residential, so that means like not housing, not apartments. These are non-residential.
Yep. And then we have our residential projects. And I love this map because it shows you how much growth we are having in Weatherford. So oftentimes, you know, I get told, I know Nicole's been told, like, why are we trying to make Weatherford like Dallas-Fort Worth? Why are we trying to be this big city? Well, I always tell people, when's the last time that you had to apply to live in any place that you wanted to? You don't. You just pick up and you move after you sell your house or your lease agreement ends, wherever you live at, you just move location. So it's a natural occurring thing that's happening in Weatherford is growth is moving this way. You see that happening at Aledo. You see it happening further west out at Brock. You see growth out at 281, even further west. People are moving to this area, and you're going to see continued growth. So our role here at the city is to make sure that our zoning, which is why it's important that you all should attend a public hearing in regard to zoning that allows us to determine what we want as commercial areas and residential areas here in the city limits of Weatherford. It also allows us to find the best locations for new businesses. When people move this way, so do commercial projects, so do businesses. We saw that with Academy and Hobby Lobby the last couple of years coming to Weatherford. You're going to see more of that. Obviously, with the pandemic, things have sometimes slowed things down, but we're still seeing growth out here in Weatherford, and more businesses are actually looking to relocate to Weatherford. So things are moving forward regardless of the pandemic, but our job is to make sure we do it in a safe manner and work with those businesses. But I do love that map. That shows you how much growth is occurring residentially. All right. Questions. Let's see what we got. Texas Roadhouse. Yeah, Texas Roadhouse.
We will get more information as we know more. So that's one of those projects that last I heard they were still coming, but COVID kind of threw a wrench in a lot of businesses' plans. So we'll keep you guys updated by that.
So they're building in front of the hotel. So there is Texas Roadhouse, last I heard.
What's being built in front of the hotels on I-20 by Main Street?
That is that's Texas Roadhouse.
Yes. Yep. That's Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah, right there. Texas Roadhouse. Let's see. Any other questions?
Of course, you can always message the city page, and we get back to you as soon as possible. I don't guarantee that it's like an immediate response.
Yep.
If I happen to see my phone and it's outside of work hours, sometimes I reply. It kind of just depends. I mean, we need downtime too.
Yep.
So we reply as soon as possible.
Yeah, we typically reply.
I mean, I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
Typically, if it's late at night, I don't respond as well, but we try to respond as soon as much as possible, and I do the same thing on Twitter and on Instagram as well, but if you have any questions between now and our next show, go ahead and reach out.
Yeah. And if you're new to the show, thanks for joining us. We'll be here again next Tuesday. I think we're back in the swing of things.
So next week is economic development and stuff, so we'll have some more updates on some of those things.
On the residential map, number 33.
Also, we have these maps updated on our website under the current projects, on current projects. So if you go to the website, City of Weatherford, you can actually see the current projects as well.
We're going to take a look here.
And you can zoom in more.
Oh.
Nope. Backwards.
We'll figure it out here. Number 33. We're trying to answer your question, David. 33.
The Woodlands.
The Woodlands.
It's in an ETJ. Yeah.
So that's in an extraterritorial jurisdiction. So they still have to apply for some things, but they are in an extraterritorial jurisdiction, which is not within the city limits, but we do have our ETJ. Let's see. Why are the school lights on South Main still on? That comes from Elaine. I thought the same thing, Elaine. I'm going to ask the police chief about that. Did you see that?
I think they were off one day when I went by, and then I didn't really.
Are they off now? Yeah, I noticed it one day. It could be which I don't think there's any summer things going on right now, unless I'm mistaken.
Camps and stuff.
Camps and stuff. Well, are they having camps?
Some of their camps are.
Okay.
I know that they're
could be
starting
why.
back with some of their teams and their trainings and stuff. Like their teams are starting to practice and stuff again. They are maintaining the safe social distancing and all the practices that the state is putting out. But when the governor lifted orders on summer camps and on practices and stuff, I think that was a way for a lot of the schools to be able to still keep those kids active and engaged.
Charlotte, your question was in regard to the
Storage
storage
facility.
facility. I do not know the answer to that. Do you know the answer
I
to
do
that?
not know the answer to that either.
Yeah,
but
we'll find
look
out.
into it.
We will find out. See, I told you. I told you all, if we don't know the answer, we'll just tell you we don't know. So we'll find out. We'll get with Caleb Kittner over in planning. Integra Care. Yes. Thank you. Hey, Melissa. Melissa Wynn. Integra Care. That is correct. That's going in front of Film Alley. Let's see. Hey, you're welcome, David. All right. Well, that's all the questions that I see. Y'all have a safe rest of your week. We have the 4th of July.
Next week. No, that's next weekend.
Well, it's coming up.
We have our live show next week.
Well, yeah.
Oh, I didn't put it in there, but first Monday is this week.
Yep.
Since next week is July 4th. So if you see posts about that or you want to know why there are people there, first Monday is back this weekend.
All right. We'll see you all next week.
Yeah.